We exist in a time when hiring an air taxi to fly you above congested roads in India will be a regular affair. But this journey to the skies began nearly a century ago, and a young 28-year-old man was behind it all. His name was J.R.D. Tata. Now, the story of India's first commercial airline began on a tiny airfield in Karachi in undivided India on a pleasant October morning in 1932, when a young J.R.D. Tata took off for Bombay in a single-engine plane. The airline was called Tata Airlines. It was a three-seater plane known as the Puss Moth, and it was one of the two planes that Tata had purchased from England. Now, it was a commercial flight, but as you can guess, it could not accommodate passengers given its three-seat capacity. So this flight was actually used to facilitate a weekly courier service. The plane cruised at about 160 kilometers per hour, and it landed in Bombay, which is now Mumbai, in the late afternoon. Tata Airlines operated only domestic flights at that time, and these flights carried about 3,500 letters and one passenger. Within 6 years of starting up, the airline owned 15 planes and an equal number of pilots and 3 dozen engineers. With dreams of building a global airline by the 1940s, Tata envisaged an impending air age when air travel would become as widely available as railway facilities. Believe it or not, but Air India was all about the perfect flying experience and impeccable in-flight service under Tata's watch. History notes that he once pulled up his staff for the color of tea being served on the flight, as it was indistinguishable from the color of coffee. He also ticked off his crew for not being properly groomed. In 1946, Tata Airlines was converted into a public company and was renamed as Air India Limited and adopted its widely recognized Maharaja mascot. 2 years later, Air India went international. The Indian government took over Air India in 1953 and created two corporations, Indian Airlines for domestic flights and Air India International for international flights. Now, for the next 3 decades till the 80s, Air India continued to shine. The diminutive Maharaja, the airline's world-famous mascot, became one of India's most recognizable symbols. But things began to go downhill from the 1990s as competition became fiercer and Air India began making heavy losses over the next 3 decades. Now, Air India has once again returned to the Tata Group, and Ratan Tata aims to regain the image and reputation that Air India enjoyed in its earlier years.